everyone. Welcome back to the spring semester. I just wanted to go over a few things with everybody. In-person students received this information last week, but I wanted to go ahead and send it out to all the parents too, so you guys are in the loop. So just a few things here. First of all, what's new this semester in beginner band? So first of all, attendance. Attendance used to not be a weighted grade, and now we are making it 5 points. So just real simple. If you complete it, then you get 5 points. If you don't, then it's 5 points that you don't get. So for in-person students, this is very important because it means that they absolutely have to have their device with a charge at school every day. A lot of students are also bringing their charger cords with them to school in case they need to get some more juice in their iPads. And for our virtual learners, make sure that you are completing this every day by the end of the day. It is a grade, but it is also still in that window of attendance because we still have to have that way to check in with our kids. So it only is open for 24 hours. So make sure that we're taking care of that. We're also taking a new approach with how we do things each day. We used to do the Theory Tuesday, but we decided to break it up a little bit. So the first thing is Music Monday. So our kids, whenever they come in, will have music playing for them. Or for our virtual learners, we'll have that video embedded into their attendance question. And there'll be a question for them that day, going over whatever piece they're listening to. Teaching Tuesday. So this is where we'll talk about a new concept or review an important concept. So like, for example, this week is eighth notes for our beginners. So we had learned about them before Christmas break, but coming back, it's a very important thing to understand. So we went back over that yesterday. Worksheet Wednesday. If you can't tell, I really like alliteration. But Worksheet Wednesday is where we're going to complete a worksheet together over whatever the concept is for that week. So we did a worksheet together in class, and for our virtual students, there's a YouTube video embedded into their assignment. Theory Thursday. So the theory just got moved down a few days. This is where they're going to complete a worksheet, but it's going to be on their own. So I won't help them with it other than like some technological help, but the idea is that they are applying their knowledge on their own for this. And then last but not least, we have Fun Friday. This is nothing new, but for our in-person kids, we'll have games that we'll play with them. Our virtual kids, we are encouraging to join a Zoom every single day during their normal class time. That way they can get to interact some more with their classmates or get some more one-on-one feedback from the directors. So we are encouraging every single virtual student to join that Zoom every day. If they click on the button in their class that says Zoom information, they'll need to follow that link. If for some reason we aren't doing a Zoom, then we will let you guys know. For example, today, internet was being very weird all day. So we're just like, we won't do Zoom today, but make sure you go practice. There's also a lot of videos that have been pushed out by the band directors that are available when links in your child's Canvas class. So those need to be practiced with. And the goal is that your kid starts to sound like the band director. If they don't sound like the band director, then they got to work harder. For Symphonic and Concert Band, same thing with our attendance. Still worth those 5 points. They'll also have Music Monday, so they'll have that as well. We are starting up a rotation system with Symphonic and Concert Band for multiple reasons. So we're splitting it up 3 different ways, or if one of us isn't here, then 2 different ways. And then we're using the band hall, the hallway, the choir room, lots of different places. The students are staying in the exact same spot. They are assigned to a room or a location, and the directors themselves are rotating every 3 days. So we all are working on different warm-ups, different fundamental techniques, and different pieces of music. So for example, with Symphonic Band, when they see me, we're working on a new piece of music called Armory. When they see Miss Loggins, they're working on learning an ensemble and learning all the parts to that. When they're with Mr. Wagaspack, they're working on a solo. For Concert Band, kind of similar idea. They're working on a piece of music with Mr. Wagaspack. Miss Loggins is taking them through solos, and I'm working with them on some lines out of the book Measures of Success. So we're working on different things every time. And hopefully this keeps things fresh for the kids. We also are doing it from a safety standpoint, because that means that if one of the kids in the class were to test positive, they have now come in contact with much fewer students. So we're doing that for that reason as well. And also allows us to spread the students out a little bit more. Band responsibilities. So this is for all of our kids, 6 through 8. It's very important that our students take their instrument and binder home every day if they're in person. We are expecting them to practice 10 to 20 minutes at home after school every single day, just to keep the muscles working, keep the brain working, reviewing what they were taught in class. Also, it happens to all of us. At some point, we get sent home to quarantine. And if you have not taken your instrument home that day and you get that phone call, there's not really a good way for us to get that instrument to you. So it's very important, just from a logistical standpoint, that instruments are going home every single day, and the binder needs to go home every day too. That way they have material to look at while they practice. We're also asking our students to maintain their grades in all of their classes. So we are hoping to take some kind of spring trip. We're hoping to take our older kids to some kind of contest. We don't know what that looks like yet. It could just be something right here, like in our campus. It could be something right down the road. We are trying to figure some things out. We don't have any official dates nailed down because we don't want to plan something and then have to take that away from the kids. So we're planning a lot of things by ear. But in order to do those things, they have to be eligible, which means they're 70 or above in all of their classes: band, science, social study, athletics, whatever it is. So they have to be passing all those to be eligible. Same concept applies for when kids are in athletics. If they don't pass, they don't get to play. Same idea here. We also want to make sure that all of our students are completing their band assignments. We've seen a trend where if it's something that we're doing in class with our in-person kids, it'll definitely get done. It'll get submitted and it'll be fine. But anything that we've asked for them to do outside of class, we're getting significantly less submissions. And it's not for lack of reminding them on our parts. We remind them every single day. For example, our beginners have an assignment that's due this Friday over counting different rhythms. So it's very important that they're taking time at home to do these assignments. They're also welcome to stay in the band hall after school. I'm usually here until at least 4 o'clock, sometimes later, depending on what I'm working on. So it's very important that they are taking this time to do this. They're welcome to stay after school and practice and work on their assignments, but you got to make sure they're getting everything turned in. And then communicating with their teachers. So technology, we know it doesn't always work. We know that sometimes students may not understand the instructions. As much as we try to word it the best we can, sometimes we still get tongue-tied. Or sometimes they just need help on something. Every student should have access to the inbox in Canvas, and that's the quickest way for your kids to get a hold of us. It's also very important that they're checking their inbox very frequently, because we'll send out a lot of messages that way too. And I'll show you this too. I sent it to our kids because we get some interesting messages where there won't be a single subject line and then it just says, "Can you help me?" And it's like, I don't know how to respond to that. So I will always ask, "What can I help you with?" And then sometimes I get a response back. So we actually talked to the kids about how to send a message in Canvas, because we've all gotten those emails at our jobs too, like, "Do you even know how to write an email?" So we want to make sure that they understand to put the subject in the subject line. So for example, assignment number 4, help, just a fake thing. And then we want the body of the message to be very specific. So here we give the example of, "I'm trying to complete assignment number 4, but the link to the video is not working. What should I do?" So now I, as a teacher, know I'm looking at assignment number 4. I am worried about the link to the video and they're asking for help. They didn't find a way around it or something. So that's much more helpful to us as the teacher, whether it's for band or any of their other classes. And it's an important life skill to be able to compose a good message. We gave them a few more feedback things too. So once you've sent the message, make sure that your student's being patient, because we might be teaching another class and can't respond right away. We might be at home. Once I get home, I'm there with my dogs and my Netflix, and I'm not worried about band at that moment. Or we might be trying to find a solution. We don't want to just send back a message that doesn't have the answer. So we might be working on that. And then if we ask a question of the student, we ask them to make sure that they reply back as well. So we can help them a lot more if they send us that reply. And then it's always a good idea to take a screenshot too, especially if you're getting some kind of error message. If you take a screenshot on the iPad, pressing the lock and the home button, they can send us that image, and that'll help us better too, because sometimes things just look different versus if you're using the desktop version or the app version, or if you are in the student mode. Things in student mode looks different than it does in the teacher mode. So that just helps us out a lot. So I hope this is great information for you all. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to email any of us. J Loggins for Miss Loggins. I'm B Mitchell. Mr. Wagasback is T Wagasback. And then just at sweeneyisd.org. Or have your student message us through Canvas, or you can message us as your student if you want. Just reach out to us if you need anything. Hopefully this is helpful, and hope that everybody has a great rest of their day.